Hey guys, today we are going to learn how to deal with knight g5 in the Italian game. Let's get to the position quickly. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6. This is called two knights defense. Last time we learned that after black develops the knight, white can play knight g5 and immediately start attacking weak f7 square. And defending f7 is not easy, so today we are going to look at the best moves for both sides after knight g5. At first, black might want to play h6, h6, bishop c5, or just ignore the attack, but one of these lose the knight and takes f7, poke the queen and rook. You might think queen e7 solves the problem by protecting f7, but that doesn't really work either. Why? Because the knight doesn't have to jump in first, white can play bishop takes f7 check. Instead, break black's castling rights and keep the attack going. So what's the best move for black? d5. In my opinion, this is the only move that really holds the positions together. Black pushes the pawn, blocks the bishop, and attacks with white bishop and center pawn at the same time. Now white has to relax, replay e takes d5. And here's the important part, black must not play n takes d5. Because the falls into one of the most famous threats in the Italian game, the pride lever attack. White sacrificed the knight with n takes f7. Black can ignore it because the queen and rook poke. So after king takes f7, white continue with queen f3 check. Now the king and the pinned knight are both under pressure. Black usually has to play king e6 just to defend the knight. And now the king is completely exposed. If black gets scared and hides with king g8 instead, white can force checkmate. Bishop takes d5 check, queen takes d5, queen takes d5 check, bishop e6, queen takes e6 checkmate. So after e takes d5, black should remember, don't take white with the knight. Instead, black should play knight a5. The knight attacks the bishop and gets out of danger. Now white should not just retreat normal, we can play bishop b5 check first, giving check before moving away. Black blocks with c6, then white takes d takes c6, and here black has to be careful again. Do not take back with the knight. Because white can simply play bishop c4, and suddenly f7 is weak all over again. Without the d-pawn, it's very hard for black to defend. So black must play b takes c6. Now the knight on a5 controls c4, so white can't easily return the bishop there. At this point, white has two main choices. Bishop a4, bishop e2. Bishop a4 looks active because it pinned the pawn and keeps pressure on black. But actually it's risky. Black can play h6, keep the knight, then push the e4, and suddenly white's knight has nowhere good to go. Knight h4 gets trapped by g5. Knight e5 runs into queen d4. Poked bishop and knight. You might think white can solve everything by taking on c6, but everything don't work. If white play n takes c6, the bishop takes b takes c6 check. Black trade piece, then trust the knight. So in my opinion, the safer and the better move is bishop e2. Bishop e2. Now if black pushes h6 and e4, white can play knight e5. If black develops with bishop d6, white can simply support the knight with d4. If black captures en passant e takes d3, we take back with n takes d3. And if black's castling, with castling too, and the game continues normally. So Today we'll learn the Pride River attack and the main line in the Italian game 2 nice defense. Next time we will take a look at the Giugo piano. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.